and it's been an honor for me to be here. And let me introduce myself to all of you. My name is Otik Widyasuti. I'm the Faculty of Public Health, Universitas Muhammadiyah Pontianak, and I will stand here as a moderator in this session. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. I hope that you all have a lovely day, since the day is a big day and it's our opportunity to have international guest lecture. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Praise to God. Let us always offer up a sense of worship and praise to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who gave His mercy and grace to us, so that we can all together in healthy state without lacking in nothing. Blessings and greetings always be devoted to Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. May we all get his intercession on the last day. Amin. Amin ya Rabbal Alamin. Ladies and gentlemen, before we start this morning events, this lovely event, let us open with by reading Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. May this event running smoothly and provide benefits to all of us. Amin ya Rabbal Alamin. Well, to all participants of International Guest Lecture Universitas Muhammadiyah Pontianak, Indonesia, and Iloilo Science Technology University, the Philippines. Before we enter the main event, first of all, maybe I want to say hello to my beloved participants. And first of all, whom I respect, the Dean of Health Science Faculty, Mr. Ismail Saleh. And then the second one, the head of Public Health Sintang study program, Mr. Ganda Senario Putra. And then the third, our beautiful speaker from Iloilo Science Technology, the Philippines, Dr. Evelyn L. Apura. How do you do, doctor? And then the lecturers and all beloved students, also all participants who attend this event. Welcome to our International Guest Lecture event. Now, to start this event, let's invite the Dean of Health Science Faculty, Universitas Muhammadiyah Pontianak, to give a speech, Mr. Ismail Saleh. Please, Mr. Ismail Saleh, the time is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Oti. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Thank you for coming in this virtual meeting. In this chain, I will to say thank for everyone in this meeting. Ms. Otik from the International Relations Office, Mr. Ganda as the head of this program, and Mrs. Evelyn Apura from Iloilo, Philippines. I think it is a good relationship with us to be lecturer, a new experience for our student, and I hope that our student can follow it fully from the presented by our guest lecture today. So I hope this activity will be run smoothly and optimal benefit for all participants in this meeting. And so I hope our student can learn about all of material presented by the guest lecture, and then the experience in Philippines, how to know about management, about the risk management, health risk management from Apura, Miss Apura. And I think it is my my hope for this meeting. Then thank you for all participants in this virtual. Thank you and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
It was a lovely and inspiring speech. And now to all participants, please, shall we take a picture before we start? And please turn on your camera. Thank you. And please, operator, you may give us a sign. Turn the camera on so we can see your face, your lovely faces. Turn on, buka kamera dulu ya. Kameranya dibuka, kemudian mungkin operator bisa kasih aba-aba. Okay, yeah, thank you.
1, 2, 3. Session 1. Okay, session 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Enough?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Done.
Thank you very much. Well, after we have take photos, and then maybe it's about time for us to begin the main event that we are waiting for the most, the delivery of material for Dr. Evelyn Elapura. And we will continue after the material have delivered. We will continue with a question and answer session after the material has been delivered. And however, of course, I will read briefly the biodata of our beautiful speaker, Dr. Evelyn Lauren Apura. She's from Iloilo Science and Technology University, Barotac Nueva campus, and I have this abbreviation ISATUBNC. And she's also the assistant professor the third. And then she is also the faculty of teacher education department, and she also coordinator gender and development. And now she's definitely, I suppose, a presenter of international research. Welcome, Dr. Evelyn. I hope you will enjoy our session here in our event, International Guest Lecture. And in this occasion, in about 60 minutes forward, I suppose, Dr. Evelyn will deliver and give us some highlights about the material, which topic is technology-based health risk management. And I suppose this is very interesting topic, so you should listen carefully, and then you might have some to write down your questions. And then, because as we all know, nowadays technology has become a necessity in our daily life. So to find out how technology can be useful in managing our health, also the risk, and please allow me to properly present our speaker, Dr. Evelyn Elapura, Iloilo Science and Technology University, the Philippines. Dr. Evelyn, please, the time is yours.
All right, thank you so much, ma'am. Good morning to everyone, to our faculty there, to our students. I wish that I could suffice the challenge raised by Sir Ismael, that the students will have some new learnings on the topic that I will be delivering this morning. So I know that technology is very important nowadays. It is used in varied activities that we are doing. So now we will be focusing on the topic technology-based health risk management. So without further ado, let me begin by sharing my screen. However, the host has disabled the sharing screen. Could we?
Ganda jadikan co-host, Ganda. Ibunya jadikan co-host.
Siapa?
To our host, can we enable the sharing of screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So in the Philippines, we call good morning magandang umaga. But here in Iloilo, we say it maayong aga.
Maayong aga.
Maayong aga. So from Iloilo, especially from ISAT-U, Barotac Nuevo Campus, maayong aga sa inyo.
It's a long words.
Yeah.
It is aga is morning.
Aga is morning.
Is morning.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But if you say it in Filipino, umaga. But in our language here in Iloilo, we say it aga.
So it seems like you have so many, how to say, is it traditional languages or it's national? It seems like you have different words for saying.
We have multi-languages here because Philippines is an archipelago, so we have a barrier in terms of water. So since there's barrier, the communication is not that close, especially a long time ago where technology was not developed yet. But now, because of the technology, the machine, and etc., it was easy for the Filipinos to communicate. And of course, it was easy for us to communicate. Even though you're there in your nation state, we were able to have this kind of activity. So, and I wish that our activity would be fruitful and beneficial to all. All right. Here now. Share screen. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
In another life.
If you can mute the sound voice to the audience of the audience.
Okay.
Mute ya, Ganda mute.
So as mentioned, the topic that I will be delivering to you is technology-based health risk management. So once again, I am Dr. Evelyn Apura from Iloilo Science and Technology University, Barotac Nuevo Campus. So of course, we have our objectives. What do we expect to learn in this 60-minute lecture or discussion? So first, we will understand health risks. Another is we will discuss health risk management. And third, we will try to find out the importance of technology-based health risk management. So how could we utilize the technology that this era has been providing or giving us? So as you can see, health risks. Health risks are all around us. I know that you will agree on that. Health risk is all around us. It could be seen in many places. It could be felt in many places in just a simple news of a person behind us or near us. That's already a health risk. And another, let's say, for example, because of our lifestyle today, the way we gain our weight, the food that we eat, those are actually health risks. When we are smoking, or the person beside us or around us is smoking, that is already a health risk. and so many health risks that are around us. So, what is a risk? Risk involves uncertainty. When we say uncertainty, we are not aware of it. We are not, we don't know that it will happen. We don't know that we might encounter it in a moment of time. In just a snap of a finger, we might put ourselves in risks. Wherein the effects, implication of that activity with respect to something that humans value, such as our health, well-being, wealth, property, or environment, often focusing on negative or undesirable consequences. So whenever that we are in a condition that is not predictable, no, and there is a undesirable consequence, that is the situation where we are in a so-called risks. We are at risks. So I hope we are clear when we say of risks. That is uncertain. We could not control it. We could not determine it. We could not forecast it. However, that risk might have a negative or undesirable effects or consequences. How about specifically when we call health risks or when we say health risks? A health risk is a chance or likelihood that something will harm or otherwise affect your health, my health, or our health in general. So that's your health risks. So it's about our health, about our physical well-being. If we have flu, if we have fever, if we have this disease, for example, or we came into an accident. So risk doesn't mean that something bad will definitely happen. It's just a possibility. So as I mentioned earlier, it is uncertain. We could not predict. We are not sure. So as we say, life is always a gamble. We always put our life into a risks. But how are we going to protect or to manage or to put ourselves into our front risks? That is the way we manage ourselves. Furthermore, when we say of our risk, it could be characterized from different factors. So what are the factors that we consider that ourselves could be in a low or high risks, or low or high health risks? As you could see, we have 4 health factors on the screen. One there is our age. Next is our sex. Next is our family health history, followed by lifestyle, and many more. So of course, when we say of our age, what is our age? Of course, we have our age. We are 35 years old. You are 20 years old. So depend the level of risk in health a person might have will be depending on their age. The older the person is, the tendency is the immune system of that person weakens. Or the younger the person is, let's say toddlers, right? Their immune system maybe are not yet fully developed. For the old age people, probably their immune system have declined because as they age, of course, the physical aspect of that person has degraded also. Another health risk factor on health is sex. sex, male or female. No? In some statistics, we could see that female are prone to health risks. Female have prone to health risks, probably because of the nature that women are giving birth. So they might put themselves on a higher health risk as they give birth. And some studies also in statistics, due to, I will proceed to lifestyle. Due to lifestyle, for example, shall we relate that on sex? Based on statistics and studies, male are more prone to health risk, probably because of their lifestyle, maybe because they are into drinking alcoholic drinks or smoking cigarettes, and many more. And also, another health risk or factor of health risk is your family health history, or shall we say the genes or the hereditary factor of the family. Of course, we understand when we say of the hereditary or heredity, that is the biological makeup of a certain genes. So with that, it might be that a person with this kind of biological makeup or genes or hereditary, he or she might be prone to health risks. So as you could see here on the image that I am showing to you, so health risk factors, it could be your gender, your lifestyle, or the age of the person, and so on. All right. Some risk factors could be changed, couldn't be changed, or can't be changed, such as what? Your genes and ethnicity. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, that is the biological makeup of a person, of a certain race or group of person. So that is why there is this family that they have this hereditary diseases. So they have higher risk factors, and that genes or ethnicity is a risk factor that can't be changed. Another is that risk factor, there are risk factors that could be controlled, just like what? Our diet, physical activity, and when we when we try to protect ourselves in advance. Let us say, for example, the food we eat, the material things we are using, the safety first practices that we do, those things are things that we can control so that we could lower our risk factors. So in general, our risk factors could be controlled or controllable and uncontrollable. So the controlled ones are our diet, physical activity, and the things that we do that will protect us or put us away from danger. While the uncontrolled risk factors are the things like our gender, genes, and ethnicity. All right. So there are 3 types of our risk factors. As I mentioned earlier, the hereditary risk factors, the environment. This one is new. No? Earlier, we mentioned only the controlled and uncontrolled. Next is your environmental risk factors, and followed by your behavioral risk factors. So let us talk what is hereditary risk factors. As you could see there, when we say of your hereditary risk factor, that is genetic predisposition. Genetic, it's from our genes, it's our biological makeup, no, it's within ourselves, no. Sometimes it is called as genetic susceptibility. You are susceptible to what? To risk, to disease, because of your genetic predisposition. So what is that? That is an increased in likelihood of developing a particular disease based on a person's genetic makeup. So let's, for example, diabetes. No, it is known that diabetes, being diabetic, is hereditary. No, so when you have that already in your genetic makeup, that your family history, you are diabetic, and yet you pair that with a wrong diet and wrong physical activity, most likely you will have higher risk factor to become diabetic. So your hereditary risk factors. A genetic disposition results from specific genetic variation that are often inherited from a parent. You know, from parents, may it be from our father or may it be from our mother. No? These genetic changes contribute to the development of a disease, but do not directly cause it. Yes, that's true. Let's say, for example, as I mentioned, you are diabetic. Your family, no, you have a disease diabetic. But then, if you have a good activities, you have a good diet, no, so tendency is that you can control that hereditary risk factor, because as mentioned, no, here, no, it could not be directly caused it. Sorry, for a while. Sorry. For a while. Sorry for a technical difficulty. I have something that has an error on my part for a while. Please bear with me.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. All right, let me go back to share screen. Okay, so where am I now? All right, so that's it, your hereditary risk factor. So another, aside from that, I mentioned the diabetes. Another disease that could be another risk factor that is considered an example of hereditary disease or hereditary risk factor is your hemophilia, right? I hope that we are familiar with hemophilia. So let's say, for example, you as a person accidentally have a cut or have a bruise. And of course, when you have a cut, you will bleed. You will bleed. Those people, and normally when we bleed or when we accidentally bump ourselves, we will have some bruise. No? But for those people that have this higher risk factor that is related to hereditary, is that this person will have a cut, yet he will be continually bleeding. The blood of that person doesn't clot. And that kind of disease, hemophilia, he has or she has a higher risk factor on an ailment, or probably that person will be more or will have higher risk factor on his health. And that is according to the hereditary risk factor. Okay, I hope I'm clear with our risk factor. Another factor is your environmental risk factors. So, of course, when we speak of your environmental factors, this pertains to the temperature of a place. No, the temperature of a place. Let's say that place is very cold, that place is very hot. So our environment will have this contributing factor if we will have higher or lower risks. For person that suffer hypertension, vertigo, and etc., when they are in a place that are hot, the temperature is hot, they have higher risk factor, no, on having again their hypertension because of the hot temperature of the place. Of course, food is another environmental risk factor. What kind of food we are eating? Are those food naturally grown, or those food are genetically mutilated food? So with those intake of food, we might put ourselves in, may it be low or higher health risk factors. Of course, another is your pollutants. That is one not beautiful or not good effect of the globalization and technology that we have in this era, the pollutants. No? Another environmental factor is your population density, the crowded, the scarce. If the population is densely populated, so in every, let's say for example, in every square area, how many people are living there? Or how scarcely populated is that area. So it has a factor on our health risk. The sound, the lights, and the parasites to take note also. So environmental health hazard is a substance that has the ability to cause an adverse health effect. Of course, that's very true. We could not deny that. We've been experiencing health hazard that are, the culprit is our environment. So that is why many people would say they would rather live in a rural place. In a rural place, because they said, and of course I also agree that in rural place the air there is healthy, the food there is healthy, and the population is not crowded. And also this includes physical, chemical, and biological factors that are external to person. So examples of our environmental risks: the air contaminants, the toxic waste, the radiation, no, the radiation that we got from our connectivity, no, from the gadgets that we are using, the disease-causing microorganisms. What else? The pesticides. Wow, the pesticide that we are using in our farm, in our food products. The heavy metals because of the mining that we conduct, the chemicals in consumers' products, the GMOs, right? The extreme temperatures and weather events. No, so our weather, we could no longer predict our weather. It's sunny, yet it's drizzling or raining. In the Philippines, we used to think that in the month of May, June, July, August, it's supposed to be rainy season. And those are the months that we best plant our rice. But because of global warming and global change, we could no longer say or predict that this is the best time to do farming activities. So that's it. So those are your environmental risk factor for our health. And here, the behavioral risk, it's our activity, it's our behavior. So behavioral risk factors are factors that individuals have the most ability to modify or to change. That is why earlier in our discussion, when we say of controlled factor is our lifestyle, no? So this one, our behavior, we can modify, we can change that, no? If we wanted ourselves to be safe from, or to be safe from health factors around us, we can have a lifestyle change, or we can have a lifestyle check and change those activities that are not advantageous, that are not helping our health. So what could we modify? The diet, the tobacco smoking, and the drinking of alcohol. No? So our diet, what food do we eat? There's a saying, the food, who you are is the food you are eating. So if you are a healthy person, it should reflect from the food you are eating. And of course, this tobacco smoking, no, it has killed many lives because of the cancer as an effect from this tobacco smoking. And another culprit of many deaths is drinking alcohol. All right. Then several behaviors that exert a strong influence on health are reviewed in this section, like your tobacco use, alcohol consumption, physical activities, diet, sexual practices. Of course, I want to emphasize sexual practices because there are diseases that we can have from, or that we can acquire from sexual practices, like your STD, no, sexually transmitted diseases, no? What else? The HIV. What else? The AIDS, no, in which AIDS, no, as we know, until now has no cure, no, and HIV until now has no cure. So, no, if you have a wrong practice of sexual activity, most likely, my God, they're students, no, your age. No, I know that your age, of course, I've been there on that age, no? So I hope we can modify this activity that we have. And of course, we could have disease screening. We can go to our doctors and have our general checkup or executive checkup to check, no, the status of our physical health. So who among you wants to become this girl here on the screen on the picture? No, she has an overweight body, or she is obese. So being obese is due to our behavioral activity, no, to our activity. And of course, I know we could not deny another factor, the hereditary. Yeah. So common health issues in Southeast Asia. Nah, there you go. Now, first, no, as you could see on the screen, no, according to USAID 2020, according to USAID 2020, countries in Asia continue to face challenges with controlling the spread of infectious diseases, including your HIV, malaria, animal origin influenza, zoonotic disease, which cross national boundary. So these diseases are not found only in a specific country in Asia or a specific country in the world, but these diseases are crossing boundaries. South Asia, in particular, is susceptible to new diseases and drug-resistant strain of malaria. And also, I have included the data from Global Health, Harvard Edu, Social Determinants Over Time. I have also included here the common health issue. So you could see there, the topmost health issue is high blood pressure, tobacco use, high blood glucose, which is when we say of high blood glucose, we refer that to the sugar in our blood. Next is physical inactivity. Physical inactivity, which means to say people tend to just sit down. They have less, they are less mobile. No, they are not mobile anymore. They tend to face their computer only, do the research thing, do the gaming, do the other activities that are done in computer. So physical inactivity, this is very common in our generation today because people, teenager, adolescents are now hooked in this kind of activity in social media. So that is why physical inactivity is one of the common health issue we are facing today. As a result, next is your overweight and obesity, high cholesterol, unsafe sex, alcohol use, childhood underweight, indoor smoke from solid fuels, so from the factories, unsafe water, sanitation and hygiene, low fruit and vegetable intake because we want fast food. Fast food products, McDonald's, Jollibee, Pizza Hut, Greenwich, and etc., or even in other restaurants. And we all know that this food are fast processed food. And of course, when we say fast processed food, there is a chemical included on that production of food so that they could multiply or maximize the production of those products. Then, suboptimal breastfeeding. So, parents, mothers, working mothers, working fathers, we depend on formula milk. So just like me, for example, I could not deny it. I only breastfed my daughter for 9 months only because because it's difficult to breastfeed your daughter, or my child or my daughter, when I am in my work and she is left in the house like that. So with that, parents would want to have a convenient way of taking care of their children by feeding their children by providing them formula milk, suboptimal breastfeeding. All right. Another common health issue is your occupational risks, the risk that we might encounter in our workplace. The vitamin A deficiency, because the food that we are eating is not healthy anymore. Zinc deficiency, we have zinc deficiency. That is why our immunity system is very weak. That is why it's easy for us to acquire diseases or acquire flu or acquire COVID or coronavirus because of deficiency in these vitamins, and self-help care injections and iron deficiency. So if you have this, you have greater risks on health. My God. So time check. So to ourselves, check ourselves. So if we want to have a healthy living and live life to the fullest, let us check our activities in life. So now, health and safety management. How to manage ourselves. How to manage our health so that we'll be away from risks, from the uncertainty, from the bad effect, from the danger. How to manage. But before that, let us describe, or let us discuss what is meant by your risk management. What is a risk management? Risk management is forecasting and evaluation of financial as well as capital risks, together with identification of procedures to avoid or maximize their impact. What does it mean? We have to foresee. We have to foresee the risks, the effect of the risks, evaluate the effect of the risks, and we will have this procedure. After identification of the risk, we will try to know procedures or steps, or initiatives on how to minimize if we could not avoid. That's true that we could not avoid the risks, but if we manage the risk, we can minimize the impact of the risks, and we can save ourselves from the worst, which is death. So to mitigate these risks, or to control these risks, a risk management plan procedures for identifying and controlling threats to all aspects. Risk management allows organization to identify, plan, and prepare for the worst case scenario, and oftentimes protect them in the long run. If we have this risk management, in which I will discuss later on in the following slide, we can what? We can protect, we can prepare for worst case scenario, and oftentimes protects ourselves in the long run. So health and safety risk management is a process where we do what we can to minimize the risk associated with health and safety hazard at our workplace, or everywhere, or any place, because hazard risk happens anywhere. So health risk management aims to ensure that no one is injured or hurt by hazard at work or at any place, at school, everywhere. No. What does it aim? No. Ensure that no one is hurt. So, healthcare risk management comprise the system and processes employed to uncover, meaning to know, to mitigate, or make action to prevent, to stop, or to eliminate, prevent risk in healthcare institution. So that's your health risk management. That is a management, that is where you govern or you manage, you control, wherein so that you can uncover, identify, in other words, mitigate, do something, and prevent risks in healthcare institution. By using or employing or applying risk management, healthcare organization proactively and systematically safeguard patient. Of course, health risk, healthcare providers, just like hospitals, clinics, or people who are providing healthcare, what is their main objective? To safeguard the safety of the patient. So if they have this risk management, they are able, or they can able to assure and make sure the safeguard of their patient. And of course, the organization's asset. What's the asset? The resources of the institution. So let's say, for example, there's an accident that took place because of lack of risk management or risk awareness. So as a result, damage on property, damage to resources, or even loss of lives. So this will result to another expenditure, right? But, or shall we say, your health, if you know how to manage your health, you can what? You can stay away from hospital and medical bills, right? So with that, you can make use of your resources or your money in other meaningful things in your life. So which means to say you are not apportioning your money for spending it for your disease, but rather you will be apportioning your money on how to make yourself healthy or healthier. And of course, it's better to spend for our health than spend our money for medical expenditure and medicine, right? No, it's not good. It's not wise that you will be spending money and yet also at the same time you are suffering in pain. No, so it's if you know how to manage your risk, it's an advantage. No, it's an advantage it's an advantage for our pockets. No, and we can do more fruitful activity, and if we are not sick. So what else? No. So market shares, accreditation, reimbursement levels, brand values, and community standing. So on the case of hospitals, or medical institution, if they know how to manage the risk, the health risk of their institution, they can have this image that they are a credible hospital, that they know how to address the health issues, the diseases that they are undergoing, or that they are taking care of their patients or clients. All right. So also to take note, To prevent disease and injury, it is necessary to identify and deal with their causes. What's the cause of health risk? Earlier, we mentioned the factors, right? No? So for you to be able to manage the health risk factor, you must have the background why that person has this low or high risks to disease, to health. No, you have to know the causes. No, you have to know the health risks that underlie them. So as you could see on the illustration, what would be the factor or the reason why the person has ischemic heart disease? Why that person, or let's say for example, Mario, no, let's say why Mario? How Mario got this heart disease? What's the causes? What are the reasons? Let us know or find out the age of Mario, the educational background of Mario, the income of Mario. What are the physical activity of Mario? No, the fat intake, the fat consumption of Mario. Is Mario overweight? Is Mario alcoholic? Is Mario smoking? So as a result of the disease that he has what? Because of these factors, no, because of these causes, Mario has diabetes, Mario has cholesterol, Mario has blood pressure, high blood pressure. As a result, Mario is suffering ischemic heart disease. So you have to know the factors so that you can manage your health. Or shall we say, oh my family, we have this hereditary disease. So what should I do so that I will not suffer on that disease? Okay, I should practice this kind of healthy activities. I should exercise. I should eat healthy food. I should have a stable well-being so that I will not develop this kind of disease that runs in our family. All right? No. So now, what's the value and purpose of risk management in healthcare organization? Why healthcare organization, just like the hospitals, the clinics, must have health risk management? Of course, deployment or use of healthcare risk management is focused on important role of patient safety and reduction of medical errors. And of course, little error in medical and health sector, it would mean life of the patient. Wrong practice, wrong procedure, in medical, it would mean what? It would mean at stake danger of the patient or of the person. So medical errors that jeopardize an organization's ability to achieve its mission and protect against financial liability. So developing, having risk management would give best advantage not only to health institution but to individual as well. But in expanding role of healthcare technologies, increased cybersecurity concerns, the fast pace of medical science, and the industry ever-changing regulatory, legal, political, and reimbursement climate, health risk management has become more complex over time. So, which means to say, risk management should be dynamic. it should adapt to the condition we are facing today. No. So you should choose what management best suits to yourself, or the risk management that best suits according to the resources your institution will have. And of course, on the part of the institution has to improve itself so that it could achieve the mission of the healthcare institution, that is to save lives and to help people who are suffering diseases. And with risk management, it is very close to achievement if they practice this, or if they deploy or make use of risk management. I hope we're clear with that. For these reasons, hospitals and other healthcare systems are expanding the risk management programs from ones that are primarily reactive and promote patient safety and prevent legal exposure, to ones that are increasingly proactive. So, which means to say, the management should not, or the initiative or the effort should not be one-sided only. The people working in that healthcare institution, the doctors, the nurses, the utility, and the staff, together with patient, they should cooperate in performing the health risk management. Are increasingly proactive and view risk through the much broader lens of the entire healthcare ecosystem. So collaborate with other sectors in the society, like with the government, economy, to the latest trend in technology, to educational institution, so that they could best deliver their purpose, they could best deliver their mission and vision as an institution, right? And of course, leadership is very important and significant in health risk management. So here, according to the American Society for Healthcare Risk Management, or ASHRM, they have this so-called, they have this enterprise risk management in healthcare. Enterprise risk management. What does it do? What does it do? This promotes a comprehensive framework for making risk management decisions which maximize the value protection and creation by managing risk and uncertainty and their connection to total value. So what do? Comprehensive framework. A framework, a system. They follow a certain system, a certain mechanism, so that the risk management can lead them to a wise decision making. Now, it could lead them to a significant decision making. That this decision that they will do or have done, will promote, both promote advantageous effect to both their institution and their patient. ERM, or enterprise risk management, also stresses the use of technology. Technology, the one we are saying earlier, in the introduction of our moderator, technology. Everyone is now into technology. Why everyone is into technology nowadays? Because technology has made the things we do easier. It made us explore better. So let me go back to our discussion. The use of technology to synchronize risk mitigation effort across the entire organization and remove risk associated with department or business unit. So it will synchronize mitigation and it will remove the risks, because with the use of technology you will be updated in a snap of a finger. You will be notified of the consequences of your current condition. So if you are notified or if you are informed by it, you can give mitigation right away. Of course, it depends on your willingness. So based on the technology, let's say what technology? You know that smartwatch, the smartwatch is connected to your cell phone, and your cell phone is connected to the internet. Your smartwatch is measuring your heartbeat, measuring your number of steps, your cholesterol. So it will notify you, Mario, your heartbeat, your cholesterol is above normal already. It's not normal already. So since you are notified, technology synchronized the mitigation, and the removal of risks. So if you will consult your doctor immediately after being notified, then you may lower your risks of having that disease. Additionally, data analytics. So computer people there, data analytics. So the computer is analyzing, of course, based on the program installed to the computer. Additionally, data analytics are embedded to support decision making. So it tells your cholesterol is not normal anymore. So the interpretation, not normal, is your data analytics. So in the system of computer, they will program a certain parameter, that in this parameter, this is the normal. If you are beyond the parameter, that is not normal anymore. There is an abnormality in your cholesterol already. So your smartwatch will tell you, go visit your doctor, because you are beyond the parameter of normal already. All right. So there, data analytics are embedded to support decision making, departmental cohesiveness, risk prioritization, and resource allocation. Analytics are important for monitoring benchmarks as a way of showing value, what costs were prevented for ERM initiatives or enterprise risk management. So this is an example of your risk, enterprise risk management. It has 8 domains: operational, clinical, strategic, financial, human capital, legal and regulatory, technology, and hazard. So in your management, you have to consider this domain. No, this domain should be taken into consideration. These elements of ERM are built to top of governance structure that aligns business and operation with the risk management program. So the top governance, may use of these domains so that they could have their risk management on how they can deploy the risk management. Risk managers are the leaders could only be considered risk managers. We can consider ourselves as risk managers as well. So risk managers proactively identify risks and estimate potential consequences and upsides. So they will identify, they will process, they will check, no? They will determine the consequences or the effect of the status or scenario. No? Upon determining the status of the scenario, will they go on for, let's say, let's put that in medical, no? Let's say, are they gonna consider to bring you to operation? Are they gonna conduct an operation based on determining the risk factors you have? Will it give 80%, 90% survival or success on operation? Or it will only give 3%, 5% survival after operation? Having this in the hand of the managers, decision-making will be done, right? So they also develop response plans in case risk become reality. On the flip of the side, to mitigate, to control, to stop organizational exposure, they respond and execute containment plans when adverse and unforeseen situation transpire. So plans, there should have what? Plans. Plan A. I know you're doing this. You will have plan A if this is the situation. Plan B, plan C, or we call it contingency plan. We have this contingency plan. So if we make use of risk management skill, we have this so-called contingency plan. Due to dynamic and multifaceted nature of risk management in healthcare, the role is constantly evolving. All right, so I hope I'm clear with you. I'm clear to you the health risk management. Now, let me proceed to the key components of performing risk management in health. Ma'am, doc, so how could I manage my health? How could I manage so that I could be away from risks, so that I will not be prone to risks? First question, what risks? So first key component is, first, you must identify the risks. You have to know what threat you, or in other words, know your enemy. Identify the risk. So when we say you identify the risk, since risk management involves managing uncertainty and new risk is constantly emerging, it is challenging to recognize all the threats a healthcare entity faces. So you have to know, you have to identify risk. Your risk today is not similar to the risk you faced yesterday, the other month, or the other year, or not the same risk you will be facing in the future. So risk is ever changing. However, through the use of data are information. Through the use of data, institutional and industry knowledge, and by engaging everyone or involving everyone or making everyone part of risk management, patient, employees, administrator, and payers of healthcare risk management can uncover threats. So, example, why do I suffer with migraine? Why do I suffer? Why do I always have this migraine? Why do I always have this migraine? Why my head is always aching? What's the cause of it? So, of course, for you to find out, you'll go to your doctor and you will have this identification of the risks that cause your headache, like that. So, risk managers can uncover threats and potentially compensatory events that otherwise would be hard to anticipate. Oh, you don't know that your headache is not simply headache at all. But after having your appointment with your doctor, that headache is maybe a brain tumor, malignant or active, like that. So, first thing to do to manage your health is to identify the risk that you have. Next is quantify and prioritize risks. Once identified, it is vital or important to score, rank, and prioritize risks based on their likelihood and impact of occurrence, and then allocate resources and assign tasks based on this measure. Quantify, quantity, the volume, the amount, the degree of risk you are facing. So what would help us to quantify so that we can prioritize our risk? We can make use of risk matrices and heat map. Can we see that on the screen? Risk matrix and heat map. So with that, it will help to visualize risk and promote communication and collaboration and collaborative decision making. So how does it look like? So there on the screen. So we have here your risk matrices and heat map. So what does it do? It is a graphical representation of cyber risk data. So you can see this in cyber data, meaning to say it is a software, it's a system in computer where the individual values containment in a matrix are represented as colors that connote meaning. So you could see we have different colors there. We have 5 colors. Traditional risk calculator method are typically based on CVSS score and a simple business impact model. But now, because we are in the era of technology, we can have this risk matrix and heat management, wherein we could see the different colors, the green. After identifying the risk, we need to quantify. Now, what is the quantity of your risk? Let's say, for example, it is green. So, you have a desirable health. You have a desirable health. So, there will be no treatment or no operation to be conducted. Now, your health condition might be yellow-green. What does yellow-green mean? Your health condition is acceptable, but you have to monitor your health condition. Let's say your cholesterol. Now, what if your cholesterol is yellow? That is not desirable anymore. That is undesirable already. So, what you do, make an action so that you can control your cholesterol. Now, it turns to orange. It turns to orange. That is unacceptable already. So there should be urgency in the action now. Urgent action. And now, if you have orange, catastrophic. Which means to say, what's the decision? Go with the operation or accept the fact that there is no probability that the operation will succeed. So based on this risk matrix, after identifying the health risk, you quantify, you can now know what decision, what action you should do. Will you go on with the operation procedure? Will you just give the person the medication or tell the person the truth? All right. Next is the third component on performing risk management is investigate and report sentinel events. Sentinel events. What sentinel events? These are any unanticipated event in healthcare resulting in death or serious physical or psychological injury to a patient or patients not related to the natural course of the patient illness. No? So serious physical and psychological illness of the patient. So you have to investigate. When sentinel event occurs, quick response and thorough investigation address immediate patient safety issues and reduce future risks. So it should be addressed immediately so that it would not put the patient into danger or death in the future. However, sometimes this sentinel event sometimes takes away the life of the patient. But it doesn't mean that it resulted to this condition or worse condition. It doesn't mean that the doctors could not benefit from it. The doctors can make use of this scenario so that they will not commit the same error or mistake in the future to come. So there you go. Having an established plan in place promotes calm and measured response. So in other words, you have calculated already the effect of the condition if you have the risk management. And if you have calculated it already, it would be easy to mitigate, it would be easy to manage it because, or to address it or to respond to it on this, because you have somehow calculated already the result or effect based or because you have your risk management. No? And transparency by staff and ensure the corrective action can be implemented in evaluated. So it's important that there is reporting, no? Reporting of the result, because out of that reports from the result, no, future corrective measures or changes in the system or management can be added or can be done. No, so maybe this system does not fit, is not good anymore. So because of the assessment and because of the report of the events, they can change, no, so that the risk management will be adaptive to every situations or conditions. Fourth, performing compliance reporting. So compliance, comply. When do you comply? You comply, you submit, you comply if something is lacking in your practice or in your report or in your system. So it happened, this effect happened. So since it happened, what would be the response so that this worst event will not happen anymore? What should you comply? What corrective measure you should do so that it will not happen anymore? So perform compliance reporting. So where do you report? No, in the let's say in our situation, in our situation as a university, for example, where do you comply? To the administration, shall we say, I will comply corrective measures to our campus administrator, and our campus administrator will endorse it to the president, and the president will endorse it to the Commission on Higher Education. No? So with that compliance, the commission, no, the offices in charge who are considered leaders will have a collaborative issuance of rules or policy, no, or system to improve the delivery of service, to improve the health risk management. You understand it? Incidents such as wrong site or patient surgery, workplace injury, medication errors need to be documented, coded, and reported. So that to avoid these errors to happen once more. And if it happened once more, it means loss of life and loss of resources. And of course, the image of the institution will be smudged or will be ruined. Fifth key component of risk management is capture and learn from near misses and good catch. Capture and learn. In other words, learn from your mistake. No? Learn from what have happened. Adapt the good practice and change the bad practices. Right? So here, when mistakes or adverse events are avoided due to lack of intervention, no, near misses and good catches occur. These are often the best way to identify and prevent risks. Because, my darling, my dear students, no, risk, no, happen if there is lack of management and lack of identification. But then, if you captured the cause of risks, no, the cause of risk, no, you try to make intervention. When you say of intervention, doing something, do something on it. As you do something on it, you might change something. You might add something. You might include something. No, so you put intervention. You make intervention so that the risk will not happen anymore. Sixth, think beyond the obvious or uncovered latent failures. As I mentioned earlier, the first thing to do is to identify the risk. But as we try to manage our activity, as we try to manage our health, sometimes, no, we tend to consider, no, we tend not to notice something. So with this, active failures are obvious and easy, like identified. Let's say, for example, failure of the operation may be because of the poor health condition, or maybe because there was a wrong medicine that was used, and so many things. But aside from that, there is another reason which we don't know. If we will not focus ourselves on it, if we will not investigate, there is this something that actually has a connection or relation to the high health risk of the patient. So with that, on key component number 6, we have to think beyond, or we should think outside the box. We should not put our eyes in one side or corner only, but we have to navigate things around us, because there are things around us that contributes to the risks that we are experiencing. So what is according to this? Example, when a nurse gives the wrong medication dose to a patient, for example, that is the active failure, wrong medicine use. So that is very obvious. While the latent or hidden failures, on the other hand, are often hidden. The word is here already, and only uncovered through analysis and critical examination. That's why we need to widen our horizon. We need to check every aspect of the situation, because that aspect is very little, but that little thing has a major factor on the risk factor of the patient.
Excuse me, Dr. Evelyn. I'm so
Yes?
sorry to interrupt. We might have 5 more minutes.
Oh, 5 more minutes. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, sige. Now, and last is deploy proven analysis model. So I have to fast track this. First model is your sharp and blunt evaluation and clinical error models. So with this, we can make use on analyzing the risk factors. And another model is failure models and effect analysis. And key component, invest in robust risk management information system. So with that, I would like to proceed, because it says robust risk management information system. Information system. So what does it mean? let me proceed to technology and health risk management. So health risk management, to really fulfill the objective of risk management, we should include technology in management our health. So what is technology? There you go. Technology is application of knowledge and practical aims of human life as it sometimes faces to change and manipulation of human environment. Now, technology is developing and changing today at a pace that is surely unprecedented. So today, this is the technology. After a few months, 2 months, 3 months, a new technology is again born. And technology, the impact of it reaches all areas of our life, not only in the industry, but technology has reached the portion of our life which is our health. Right. So, and in technology, we have this so-called Industry 4.0. And this Industry 4.0, it is a digital transformation. So we're in things in checking our health status are now done by digital. There's a digital transformation already. So we have the so-called cyber physical system, the smart machines in managing our health risks. So what are these smart machines? Your cell phone, your smartwatch, your TV, your computer, and etc. That these smartphones or smart machines are connected in the Internet of Things. So, Internet of Things. Internet of Things. So, the Industry 4.0 has defined as a name for current trend of automation and data exchange in manufacturing technologies. So such as Internet of Things, cloud computing, cognitive computing, and creating a smart factory. So as you could see, 4.0 means things now are internet. So we have the IoT, as we call it. So could you see the arrow, the Internet of Thing? So camera is an example of Internet of Thing. Cell phone, messages, clock, the delivery, the logistic, the music, the health measuring, the medical is already run by Internet of Things. All right. So what are technology? What are the technology in Industry 4.0? So let me begin with IoT. I know you have heard of IoT. IoT is a system of interrelated computing devices. So your cell phone, your smartwatch, your TV, smart TV, your car, for example, smart car, and the computer, yes. Wherein the ability to transfer data over a network without requiring human to human or human to computer interaction. Internet of Things, so is a network of physical objects people called things, like what I mentioned earlier. So in health risk management, how does Internet of Things work? Let's say with the development of new technologies within Internet of Things, in medical industry, vital signs can now be measured. Vital sign can now be measured. So in a medical environment such as hospital, or they can be monitored remotely. So not physically, but remotely from the patient's home. So example, this one, the bracelet to measure the blood pressure. So this bracelet is the IoT, and that inside the IoT, it has the system, wherein it could monitor the vital sign of a patient. So we have here, this is the patient, with the use of any Internet of Things. So we have the network coordinator, wherein it will deliver the result of the vital sign of the patient. And that vital sign will be forwarded to the smartphone of the patient, and even can be connected to the doctor. So it is delivered to the doctor via internet. So that one is a technology-based health risk management based on the result of the bracelet here for measuring your blood pressure. We can manage your health risks. So this one, the vital signs, so the vital signs standard indicator to assess the patient health status. So with that, risk management could be done to the patient based on the use of that technology on checking the vital sign. So another one, this one, for example, this is also a technology-based risk management that we can use. So example, the vital signs captured by sensor can be stored in the internet and can be used for further analysis by doctors using predictive analytics. So here, Raspberry Pi as a smart hub for sending data to Google Sheets. So predictive analytics is a branch of advanced analytics that makes prediction. So predict, is that person, what's the quantity of risk that patient has? Is it high or is it low? There should be action or no action, or is it urgent, like that. So and the future outcome using historical data combined with statistical modeling with mining techniques and machine learning. So there you go. So this is how predictive analytics is working. So from the data, it will be analyzed. After analyzing, it provide prediction or forecasting. After that, it will be shown in your smart or your Internet of Thing, and that Internet of Thing will prompt you, will inform you. So based on that, a decision making will be done. Then we have your
I will
machine
extend
learning.
1 more minute. Is it okay?
All right, sure. Okay, so here on the remaining slides, we have real life examples of machine learning. So can you see that? Scanning? All right. So image recognition is an example of machine learning. And we have also speech recognition.
Excuse me, operator tolong di mute. Could you please mute?
And then another is your, I will highlight the technologies that are used today. Today we are using the EMRs.
Iya, masuk suaranya.
What does it do? So they are the computerized equivalent of the records that doctors would once have kept in the paper file. So there you go. So electronic health record, we have that, or doctors have that. Encrypted communication, this one. And medical database software, these are technology-based risk management. Medical research software. So, and then another is medical imaging software and e-prescribing software. We also have telemedicine software, no, wherein you will be calling your doctor only. You don't need to go to have face-to-face with your doctor for consultation. And as you could see, I am showing to you the examples of health tracking apps. I know in your cell phone, in your smartphone, in your smartwatch, you have this. These are in examples of gadgets in the current technology that we have in order to manage our health. So we can lower our health risks. In this one, the Fitbit, the Oura Ring, like that. All right, so we have here the importance of your health risk, in decreasing time of searching, decreasing time of identifying risk project. So these are the time index, why information technology is important in managing risks. Another is performance index, to proceed for the operation or not to proceed, to conduct operation or not to conduct. And of course, technology or digitization of healthcare. In summary, I would like to emphasize, in summary, it will improve efficiency, cost reduction, and better control of finances and patients' data. Would you see that? Would you understand that one? Because of technology-based health risk management, we can become efficient. The cost will be reduced, and we can better control the finances and patients' data. That's how beautiful if we make use of technology in managing our health. So with the issue of technology, of course, prevailing issue in many other industry, the other issue, the health data is not protected equally because it could be hacked, right? It could be hacked. And
Excuse
then
me,
another,
Dr. Evelyn, the time is up, I suppose.
all right.
Can we
All right.
continue?
Sure.
And okay. Thank you very much. Okay. I guess I have already extended time for Dr. Evelyn. I'm so sorry, but
sure.
I'm sure that we have the limit of time, but I'm sure that we have another session of discussion, so we can, or you can have the more explanation of the question. All right. Well, thank you very much for the splendid explanation. Actually, it's quite interesting since I know the part of technology is like almost like you know, the end of this explanation, but it's okay. I suppose that maybe you can share to us the slide of your
Sure.
okay.
I'm glad to share. Yes.
Thank you. Now we are to come to the question and answer session. There will be a session for audience to ask to Dr. Evelyn. And before that, I would like to say to you, maybe if you want to ask directly, maybe you can the audience raise your hand, and don't forget to mention your name. Maybe you also can turn on the camera. And then, okay, is there any, please? Question, please. Okay, while we have waiting for the audience to ask, in the Philippines, at the moment is those technologies that you have mentioned already how to say it, implemented in the healthcare already?
Yeah, there are hospitals like the Medical City. They are using this technology already, so that it would be easier for them to find out the real factor or reason of the disease of the person. Just like, for example, here in Iloilo, we have this high-tech hospital. No, it's near to Barotac. It's like 20 kilometers only. Wherein that hospital is very well known to the latest and technology-based use on taking care of their patient.
Okay, great. Oh, we have two audience has raised hand. Okay, Firda Harzia, please. The time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Firda Arzianti. I am student from Muhammadiyah Pontianak University, 5th semester, majoring in public health. I have a question. My question is, how effective has the implementation of health risk management done in your country so far? Thank you.
Okay, how effective? How effective? The degree of effectiveness should come from the assessment of the effectiveness of technology. But in general, as what I have learned and known from the medical institution, with the use of this technology, actually it has extended the lives of the patient. So, and also aside from extending the lives of the patient, and in some cases also earlier detection of the disease, earlier detection of the illness was done because, or was made because of this use of technology in medication or in the hospital. So I believe it is very useful on the medical aspect of our society.
Okay, yes, that's I agree with that. Okay, the next one, Wilmawati. Please, the time is yours.
Thank you for opportunities, Mrs. The question is there a way to control or stop health risk from hereditary factor? We know I read before there are three factors from the influence our health risk, like hereditary, environmental, and behavior. So here is digital information also can make a lawyer risk health.
Okay, can I answer now?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Actually, can digital information lower the risk factor? In our generation today, we could not say no that it can influence our health risk factor. To lower, you mean to lower the risk factor? To lower the risk? Yes, yeah, it influences us in lowering our risk factors, because in social media, you mean digitation, no? In social media, we can see there the adverse effect of these risk factors. So as we see this adverse effect of risk factors, we try to contemplate to ourselves that, oh, this kind of activity, this kind of factor will put my health into a risk. So based on this social media that you have shown, based on digital technology that you have seen, you can make some change in your activity, connectivity to yourself. And further, the IoT, the Internet of Things, the Internet of Things that are used for lowering or identifying the risk factor, yes, they are very significant. They're very important. Although, yeah, we have that smartwatch wherein we can monitor our health status. Although that's very simple and basic, but it could save us from danger. It could save us from risk factor that we might be encountering. Yes, it is very influential. Digitation of risk management. That's very influential.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay. The next question is from Alia Fria. Okay. So Alia, maybe it's time for you to, yeah. Okay. Time is yours.
Thank you. Okay, thank you in advance for this opportunity. I have a question. Okay, sorry. Let me introduce myself. My name is Alia Aprianti. I'm from majoring public health in 5th semester. My question is, how is the health risk management implemented in your country so far? Thank you.
Health risk management implemented. Health risk management implemented in our country in general, you mean? So we have this so-called an agency in our government that disaster risk management and health risk management agency, and this risk management agency coordinates how to manage and collaborate with the interagency in our country, in every region and in every institution, may it be in the SUC, may it be in the private industry, may it be in the government. So with that, they were able to give some mitigation on how to react or respond on risk management in our country. Let's say, for example, the COVID-19 that we have today. So we have the national agency, and that national agency cascade in directives and policy to regional agency to address COVID-19. And these are strictly implemented by the agency in our country.
Okay, right. So it means like collaboration of
yes, it is.
Cross sector is also important to implement this.
Yeah, it is the decentralization of the management, so that it could be conducted or it be implemented in every part of the country.
True, I agree with that. Okay, next question, Alifa Aura. Alifa Aura? Okay. Could you please, so we can see your beautiful face. Okay, introduce yourself. Thank you.
Thanks in advance for this opportunity. Okay, my name is Alifa. Dr. Evelyn, I have one question. What technologies have been applied in health risk management in your country so far?
Come again?
What technologies have been applied in health risk management in your country so far?
So far, yes. Okay, what health technology? Actually, the one that I cited as an example in my lecture, the electronic medical record, we have that in our hospitals. What else? And we also have our medical database software. In the medical data software, you can see there the history of the patient, wherein you can check the cause of the risk factor of the patient. What else? The imaging software. So in the imaging software, we have there the CT scan, in which in your CT scan you can have the three-dimensional appearance of the patient. And we also make use nowadays, the blooming technology that we're using is the e-prescribing software, right? I know that in your country, some of the doctors there are using e-prescribing software, wherein with the use of the e-prescribing software, you don't need to visit physically the doctor. And that doctor has the database already of your history when it comes to your health status. And also telemedicine, no, wherein you consult your doctor via a software or via internet now, like that. So what actually most of the technology based risk management are being used in the country nowadays, because we have to embrace technology, most especially in healthcare, because what's the most important nowadays is our health. No, health is very important. If our health is poor, if our health is poor, how could we be able to perform or to pursue our tasks? Or you, for example, you are in medical school, so if you have that poor health, how could you pursue your pursuit later on? So in order to achieve that, technology is a good augmentation in fulfilling this kind of endeavor. Yeah, technology is very important in risk management. That's true.
Yes, I suppose I'm not sure about whether in the Philippines, especially in your area, also the same as in here in West Kalimantan, since some area in here, it's like we have lack of the internet networks. So somehow those kind of applications, it's kind of like hard to implement it.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
yeah.
That's true.
Like
That's very
telemedicine
true.
in our city, big cities, I suppose is already applied in
Yes.
here, but some areas I'm afraid we cannot apply it yet, since that
Yeah, that's true.
network deals. But
That is true.
I'm sure that what you have already delivered to us today, it's really it's like a needed at nowadays for
Yeah.
our how to say it, well, our risk management to have the mitigation of the disease and injury. And I suppose, is there any questions again? Enough? Really? Yeah. Okay.
Okay. My name is Dwiki Bagaskara. Thank you for the times. I want to ask about coronavirus. We know that currently the coronavirus pandemic is happening all over the world.
Yes.
What risk management that applied in your country to solve this pandemic?
We don't have fixed management on it. Why? Because we could it's hard to tame coronavirus. No, I would be hypocrite if I say that we have this management on COVID virus. No, as people are mobile, no, as people are mobile, as economy is mobile, no, with the technology is also mobile, it's difficult to manage coronavirus, especially we all know, you are in the field of healthcare, the coronavirus also mutate, it adapts also. So we strictly we we continue reminding everyone, to practice at least basic protocol. If it's difficult to follow the strict higher level of protocol, because we need to be mobile, right? Because we need to survive. But adherence to simple protocol is very vital and important. Like social distancing, wearing of face mask. In the Philippines, we wear face shield. And for example, me, I'm wearing air purifier because that's it. Virus is uncontained. I could say we could not contain it, but the government is pulling all its resources on procuring vaccines, no, investing in facility so that we could lower the health risk of our people in the country.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Wiki.
So it's kind of like interesting question, huh? Since it was the world issue. That is the world issue. And the air purifier that you wearing?
I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is another technology. Risk. Oh, this one, it is technology-based health risk management that I use to myself to manage the level of risk that I might encounter. And I make myself believe, but there's nothing wrong if you believe, at least you are protected. So I make myself believe with this, and setting myself away from people, especially in the crowd. I could make myself safe from coronavirus and the vaccinated. Yes.
Of course, yes, that is one of the self-risk management.
Yes.
Am I right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I will open the session. One more question, maybe. Is there any? Okay. I will have to check the column chat. Okay, no question.
Yes.
Okay, maybe this would be the last. That was the last question. Is there any? Yeah. Is there any some words or maybe short explanation before I end this session from Dr. Evelyn? Maybe is there any addition?
Oh, addition to health risk management, you are the only one. You are the master of yourself. You are the master of yourself. You can put yourself on high health risk, and you can put yourself into low health risks. So it's all up to you. So let us keep ourselves safe, and I wish to see you again in the next session or next activity like this. Thank you so much for listening and allowing me to see you, or allowing me to impart my learning on risk management or health risk management. Thank you so much. It's nice to do job with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And it's nice to learn with you also.
We also have the same one. And then, well, ladies and gentlemen, that might be the end of our session. But before we end up, I will try to resume a little bit about what Dr. Evelyn have already delivered to us. And then, well, the first time, what I resume is that we need to pay attention to the health risk, since the health risk factor come from human characteristic also, and we have also the type of risk factors, and well, there can be control and uncontrolled, and then we have also like hereditary factors, and then environmental hazard, life behavior. As I also like the wise word that Dr. Evelyn mentioned, you are what you eat.
Yes,
I
that's
do
true.
agree.
You are what you eat.
You are what you
That's
eat.
very true.
Yes, and to overcome common health issues that also mentioned before, as I mean, like according to USAID, all of those issues we have to manage to avoid those issues. And then even we cannot avoid, at least we can minimize the risk. To prevent disease and injury, we need to identify and deal with their causes and the health risks that underlie them. And therefore, risk management in healthcare organization is also very much needed. And then risk management must also always be dynamic because of the important role of technology to accelerate addressing health problems. And we also heard about the 8 risk domains of enterprise risk management. And so therefore, we need some plans and the 8 key health service performance in carrying out risk management, which we have also captured before. And so that we finally, we need some technology, because we have to face the industry 4.0 digital transformation that produce smart machines that are useful also and help in risk management. There is a word, I mean, no, not word, how to say it? Internet of Things, IoT, which is a technological development that is needed in the health sector. And within the IoT, vital signs can now be measured in a medical environment such as a hospital, and they can be monitored remotely from the patient's home and anywhere where the patient's
located.
There are many applications that might help us to managing health risks, and the effectiveness, of course, of those technology need to be assessed in some comprehensive ways, of course. And we also need to have the collaboration with cross sectors, since it also be one of the important one to apply that technology or those technologies. Okay. I suppose that might be the resume. Hopefully, the presentation of Dr. Evelyn can be shared later. We can share to the audience after this event end. And I have one wise man said, and I have take this from internet as well, but I like it. But it said that the only way you multiply resources is with technology and knowledge. To really affect poverty, as Dr. Evelyn mentioned before, energy, education, even in health and anything else. There is no other way. There is no other way. Therefore, through this event, and Dr. Evelyn's explanation will get the beneficial to our life. Okay, and I suppose that will be all from me. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, we would like to thank to Dr. Evelyn. Thank you very much, Dr. Evelyn. It's been a pleasure and honor for me to being here and have this event lead, and also all the attendees who have participated in this event. Thank you very much. Hopefully we can meet again in another event. I apologize if there are some shortcomings during the session, and thank you very much. And at the end, I should say thank you, and wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you also. Madamo gid nga salamat.
Salamat. I have that
Salamat.
word. I have a friend that said salamat. Salamat.
Salamat.
It's a greeting.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Salamat.
It means thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Salamat.
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 Salamat, Dr. Evelyn.
Salamat. Thank you. You're welcome.
Okay, I'll see you. Operator, I might have the operator to arrange this event. Okay, maybe the audience able to unjoin this session since we have already end the events. Dr. Evelyn, if you have to leave this Zoom, you might also.
Oh yeah, okay.
Thank you. I'll see you again.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the
Bye-bye.
opportunity. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.